Hi guys, welcome back. It's a cracking morning here at the lockdown allotment, and you know, it's been 30 days since we put the first seed in the ground, so just over a month actually since we popped the first seeds in the ground. And you know, I promised you an update, so here's your 30-day update, and I'm just doing some working through in the allotment itself. And you can see here that my brassica bed, cabbages are coming on really well, Brussels sprouts are underway, I've got cauliflower and calabrese in there, and I've got some lovely lettuce that's actually coming along as well. Now, because the cabbage have got to the stage where they've got to, and they're you know, looking fantastic, then it's time to give them a little bit of a feed. And in one of my earlier videos, I actually made my own liquid feed out of some borage, and here it is. Smells to high heaven, but we're actually going to feed with our borage. And remember, it's 10 to 1, so we've got a 4 litre can. We're literally going to put that much line on the cup into the can, otherwise you start to scorch the plants. So I've probably got 5 or 6 bottles of these now lying around, and we're just going to pour a little bit in there. Lovely gloopy substance, look. And then just drop that into the can, just like that. Pop the top back on. And give that a good stir. Now before you feed, do water to begin with. Don't feed dry plants. So I've given these a little bit of a water, and always water at the base if you can do, so don't water over the top of the plant, because again it can scorch leaves. So we're going to get right the way down to the bottom of these plants and underneath, and just give these a little bit of food. It's the first plant food they've actually had, and yeah, it's bulking up. I've got a little bit of weeding to do in this bed, look, but actually, you know, they'll enjoy a nice little liquid feed there of liquid borage. And there's the brassica bed. The brassica bed's doing really well. I'm cutting back turf because that's a really good habitat for things like slugs and snails. So a really good tip is any long grass, all the beds will be worked around, is to actually cut that back, because it's just habitat for your slugs and your snails. So moving on to first legume bed, and the peas, as you can see, we've got the netting up, and the peas are doing really well. They're scrambling and rambling within one another, look, and really starting to work their way up the netting. And we're going to have some wonderful peas. Already harvesting on a daily basis the salad leaves and things like the radish. Beetroots are still coming through, but again we've got a nice crop of lettuce coming through. Tomatoes are in over at the far side. We've got another couple to actually pop in. We've got strawberries in now, and you can see the thornless blackberry and the raspberry, but also Charlotte's broad beans are in there as well and up and running. If we come over to the next brassica bed, we had a bit of a breezy night last week, and the tomatoes and the runner beans that we popped in suffered with wind scorch, look. So this is nothing to be too worried about, apart from the fact we will lose those leaves, but they've started to really go for it. They really have. Onions are really starting to bulk up now, and they're going to be wonderful for our burgers. But have a look under here, folks. Let's have a look. I managed to buy myself some EnviroMesh, which is this stuff here. And again, once I get to it, I'll be chopping the grass black so that there's no habitat for slugs. But look at the carrots. Carrots are coming along really well, and really it's time to start thinning these out again. So you might do 2 or 3 thins, so weeds need to come out obviously, but carrots, we just need to just work through them and actually just start to tug and pull. But this is the danger time really, because this is when carrot root fly will be around, and if they have a little bit of a sniff, they'll come in and fly in. That's the idea of popping the EnviroMesh down. So carrots are doing really well. I'm really pleased with them. And again, you know, weeds are there, but they're not terrifically bad. So if you look behind me, then the potato crop is just astounding. This is absolutely going for gold, isn't it? So we're going to have some wonderful stuff that actually comes from that. My last video, we did some hanging tomatoes on our redundant washing line, and here they are, our hanging tomatoes. Something a little bit different for you to try, folks, but have a go. Potatoes in pots, again doing really well, and I'm pretty astounded that I did some filming for a local authority recently, and I put 2 potatoes in pots really late, but they've come through, look, and they're really working really well. Onions in pots have been thinned out, and again they're starting to bulk up, and I've got another set of onions in a margarine tub that's actually coming through. That's been planted about a week. Runner beans, dwarf beans, all sorts of things. We did a herb planter again for the local authority, and that's looking pretty, isn't it? And we move on down to the house and move forwards and have a look at what we've got on the windowsill now. And what you can see here is we've got a crop of runner dwarf French beans, and actually they've started to crop. I'll get Charlotte to come in and you can see that they've actually started to produce beans. And then we've got some sweet corn and some courgette, and we've got some carrots that we're going to grow inside. And indeed one of my courgettes is showing really well in the window there. And that's your 30-day update really, guys. So there you go, in 30 days from a redundant piece of turf, probably a little bit further on than 30 days when we actually started to cultivate, but the first seed went in the ground. Look at what we've got going on. Try some unusual things like the hanging tomatoes as well, and we've got more stuff to come. Keep gardening, keep spreading that message, keep growing your own, guys, and I'll see you next video along.